I want to talk about a concept called server behaviors. And server behaviors are a Dreamweaver feature. So these are specifically within Dreamweaver to assist you as a user. So I want to give you an overview of what these server behaviors are, how we can work with them, and then we'll move into actually working with them within our pages. So the Server Behaviors tab is how you access server behaviors. Now, in case you do not have this panel open, you can always go to Window and go down to Server Behaviors right here. Any of these panels you can always access through the Window menu. If there's a check mark in front of it, that means it's already open. And our server behaviors is open here. Now, just like the rest of our Dreamweaver interface, if you don't have a page open, you won't be able to get an active panel. So I've opened the About Us page so I can show you this panel. It's now an active panel. So what does the Server Behaviors panel do for us? Well, there's a variety of code pieces that Server Behaviors drop onto your pages for you to add dynamic features to your website. If you click the plus sign, you can get an idea of what these server behaviors consist of. There is one here called Repeat Region. We will be working within that server behavior. Once you choose these server behaviors, there's an interface that opens where you make your selections within a Dreamweaver interface instead of having to go into code view and hand type it all. So the Repeat Region we'll be working in. We'll also take a look at Insert Record and Update Record. These allow you to take a form, and when the user clicks the Submit button for that form, it will insert data into the database or modify data within the database. The other piece that's a very handy feature to work with is in the User Authentication area. And within this section, there are some features specifically designed for logins. And if you go to set up a login, you can log in the user using this server behavior. Each one of these are separate. We can restrict access to pages, so we can make sure only people who are logged in, or even only people who are logged in a particular role, have certain access to pages within our website. Logout user logs out the user, obviously, although in PHP, if you close your browser window, you are also logging out. The check new username makes sure when we insert someone into the database that it's not the same username that somebody else has. So these server behaviors are wonderful Dreamweaver features. They've been built into this program within Dreamweaver since way back in version MX, which is actually version 5 of Dreamweaver. So these are available even if you don't have the latest 1, 2, or even 3 versions of Dreamweaver. This course does not require you to have a specific version of Dreamweaver, or should I say the latest versions. You can go back to MX for this course because all of these features are built in to that same interface. In order to add a server behavior, you would normally select something on the page depending upon the server behavior, or there are a few of these where you don't need to select something on the page in order to work with them. So each server behavior acts just a little bit different, and we'll get familiar with quite a few of these within this course. So let's actually get working within the server behaviors so you can begin to see how these panels work and how nice they are to be able to drop code onto your page. Our course is using PHP as the language, but you can also drop in other languages as well. Cold Fusion and ASP are also supported. So if I had an ASP or Cold Fusion page, I would use the server behaviors in the exact same way. It's just Dreamweaver drops on the syntax for whatever language you have designated. So that is server behaviors within Dreamweaver.